Welcome to Managing VMware Server. Today we'll look at two different ways to manage your virtual machines with the VMware Server Console and with the Management User Interface, or MUI for short. First, let's look at the VMware Server Console. The VMware Server Console is an application that allows you to connect to the VMware server locally or remotely if you're connecting to a remote instance of VMware Server. I'm going to choose localhost and click OK. The console allows you to create virtual machines. It allows you to open existing virtual machines on your hard disk, or it allows you to configure a VMware server host. Before a virtual machine can be managed by the MUI, it has to be registered here in the VMware Server Console. The Virtual Machine view of Remote Console allows you to access a virtual machine and perform management tasks such as changing the power state of the virtual machine, editing the virtual machine settings, and accessing the virtual machine's remote console. The Commands pane at the top left of the screen gives you access to common commands like edit settings and power. These commands are also available on the menu. The Devices pane gives a quick summary of virtual machine hardware that the virtual machine is currently using. The Notes pane allows you to enter in notes about the virtual machine, such as its purpose. When you power on the virtual machine, the console of the virtual machine changes to the virtual machine's remote console and gives you access to the guest operating system that's running. Now let's take a look at the Management User Interface, or MUI. The MUI is installed by default on Windows provided that you have Internet Information Services installed. Take a look at the properties of the VMware Management Interface inside the Internet Information Services Manager. Notice that VMware Management Interface is installed on TCP port 8222 or SSL port 83333. This is important to remember when we connect to the Management User Interface from our web browser. To actually connect to the MUI, open up Internet Explorer. Type in HTTPS, the IP address of the management server, followed by a colon, followed by 8333. If you get an error indicating there's a problem with the certificate, go ahead and click Continue to this website. The VMware Management Interface login page will appear. Go ahead and type in the login account that can access this server. This is typically a Windows account that already exists on the server and generally one that is an administrator account. Now that you're logged into the MUI, it's possible to access some of the properties of the virtual machine by clicking on its link name in the MUI. This will give you some information such as the status of the virtual machine. This will give you access to some configuration options such as display name, guest operating system type, and some of the startup and shutdown options. You also have access to a virtual machine console and the ability to access the power state of the virtual machine and perform tasks such as powering on and powering off a virtual machine. The MUI, however, is slightly more limited in functionality than the VMware Server Console. Welcome to VMware Server Deleting a Virtual Machine. Sometimes you're finished working with a virtual machine and you want to free up some space on your hard disk and you want to get rid of it. The easiest way to do this is to go to the VM menu and choose Delete from Disk. When you choose Delete from Disk, you get a warning that says this action is irreversible and are you sure you want to delete the virtual machine permanently? When you click Yes, and notice that the virtual machine has now been deleted.